everybody, thanks for coming back to my channel. I've noticed in my last videos, in trying to not have a silent moment, I've had to go back and edit out every single time that I say, I sound like an idiot. I think every time that I say it this time, I'm gonna drop my mirror on my toe, which I just did actually making this video. Oh, no! Don't let me do it. Anywho, I'm gonna try my hardest to just be a fluid, normal speaker who can speak without saying every 5 seconds. So, the look I did for you guys is this that I have here. I have some new stuff I started with foundation and eyebrows already done because I've done tutorials for those already. And then I went ahead and did first my lips and then the eyes. I think that it's better to start sometimes when you're doing a more bold lip with the lips. That way you know how heavy to go with the eyes if you don't want it to be too intense. I think it would be something great to try out for prom. I don't know if I missed prom already, but if not, go for it. It's also nice for like a date night. Maybe you don't want to kiss your date, but the lipstick that I have on won't come off. So, well, you might end up looking like Bozo if you get too crazy, but it shouldn't. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm looking forward to making some more videos for y'all. See you soon. Like I said, starting with the lips, going to be using MAC Cherry Lip Pencil and My Beauty Mark Makeup Academy Forever Lip in Melissa Marie Artistry. So starting with the lip pencil, I'm just going to be outlining my lips, and then I'm going to fill in basically half of the lip. So this is going to give you a much longer wear, so it's great for those date nights or prom makeup because you don't have to worry about touching it up so much. I won't be adding a gloss because when you do that, it definitely takes away the wear time. For me, one of the most important things for lips is not having to touch up. I personally hardly bring any makeup with me when I leave the house. If I bring something, it's a lip pencil and a lipstick, so I'm not one for much touch-up. So again, still lining the lips. I'm just going over, making the line a little bit more defined and thick, and here just filling in the lip. I didn't put anything on my lips first, but a lot of the times I'll use a lip primer or a little bit of a lip balm. And here I'm applying the liquid lipstick. And I actually really love these because they obviously go on liquid but dry down to a matte, and they're not really uncomfortable or too dry, so you can definitely wear it all day, all night kind of thing. Have a really cute face coming up for you. Here we go. And then I'm going to make sure that I get all the lipstick out from that would be getting on my teeth. So I'm going to take my finger, put it in the mouth, and everything that's left there would have been on my teeth had I not. Now I'm going to clean up the edges of the lip, same as always, using the Bobbi Brown Stick Foundation and a flat, this is a MAC 242 brush. I start around outlining the edges first, pretty much just going in and cleaning up any lines that weren't too perfect, or if I went outside the line of the lip, this is going to make it look much more flawless. And like I told you guys in the past, I'm actually using the stick foundation instead of something like a concealer, because a concealer would be much more thick and much harder to actually blend into the face. You'd see pretty much a line of concealer around your lips. So I prefer to use a cream foundation or something that's a little bit more natural. That way you don't have to spend another hour blending out the line that you just created around your lips and it looks like you have a stamp of lipstick on your face. So this is the finished look for the lips. Next I'm going to be moving on to the eyes, starting with the MAC 217 brush, and I'm mixing Ben Nye Eyeshadow and Spice and MAC Blunt Blush. Going to be going in and defining the crease. I chose this brush because it's a nice blending brush, but it's a little bit smaller than like a 224. See, whenever you stop working for MAC, I worked there for 6 years, and I would be like, how do people not know the names of these brushes? And after a couple months away, I'm like stumbling over everything already, but now it's been almost 2 years, so I'm surprised I know anything. Anyways, going in, defining the crease here, starting on the outside of the eye is going to be where you want to start because the first place you put your brush down is going to be the heaviest in color placement, and you want that to be on the outside. So you get a little bit on the brush, starting on the outside, blending it inward. And I am going to be taking this all the way to the inner part of the crease as well. Now using a Spectrum Collections brush, and I'm using Ben Nye Eyeshadow in Cork and UEMURA in Soft Pink, getting them both on the brush at the same time, and I'm taking that and pressing it onto the eyelid. Wanted to keep it matte. You could do something shimmery if you wanted to, but I decided to go with more of a matte here. Now I'm adding Ben Nye Cocoa Brown eyeshadow. It's pretty much just a dark brown matte color, and I'm starting again in the crease on the outside, still with the 217 brush, and I'm doing this to give the eye more depth, more definition, a little bit more smokiness. Now I'm going in with a larger blending brush and buffing out that line. I am going to use the same blending brush with cocoa brown on it. First I started with it clean and now it has the dark shadow on it, and this is going to be adding a little bit more intensity into the crease, but with a more diffused effect than you'd get with the smaller blending brush. So just going to complete the other side, and then I'm going to be moving on to defining the lower lash line after I'm done blending, after an hour of blending. Keep blending with the big blending brush now, not adding really anything to it, just popping more stuff on there. Probably didn't need to do any of this, but I'm a big fan of layers. This is the AYU. This is like a pencil brush, but I love it because it's different than any of them that I've used because it's actually really soft. Most of them are really hard, and so sometimes whenever you go to do this step, it gets a little bit more of a blunt line than I want. So I love this because you can see how soft and blended that line is. It's because the brush is so defined, but it's really, really fluffy. I'm still using that matte dark brown eyeshadow, Cocoa Brown, and I'm just starting on the outside of the eye like always, blending it in. Now I'm using the 217. I didn't add anything to the brush, I'm just blending out that color that was already placed on the eyes. If you wanted to, you could go and add a little bit of blunt. Okay, I dropped my mirror on my foot and it hurt like a mother. But the show must go on, so I'm going to be using the Push Makeup Gel Pencil in Black Caviar to define a little bit more intensely the bottom lash line, and I'm using the AYU brush again to smudge that out. I put the line about 3/4 of the way that I would want it to actually go. No, less, maybe like half of the way that I'd want it to actually go, because once you start smudging it, you'll see this pencil is really, really soft and really smudgeable, but it does set. I put that first shadow down because it's going to help to kind of sandwich the color, so it's going to stay a little bit longer without running at all. I'm taking the top lash line here and just defining the outer part of the lid. I don't want to go all the way in, just to give it a little bit more smokiness on the outside, so I apply the pencil first, and then I go back over it with that pencil brush and smudge out the line. Something I always do is one eye at a time, like apply the pencil, smudge, apply the pencil again, smudge, because I'm always afraid that the pencil might dry before I actually get to smudge it. I've used things that dry really quickly before, so I think that's a good technique to make sure that it's always going to be blended equally. And sorry my hand was in the way so much. It's really hard to do this without blocking what I'm doing. But I think you guys get the point. So next, I'm going to be going in to lighten my waterline just a little bit using the MAC Chromagraphic pencil in NW25 NC30. This is more of a skin tone as opposed to a white, so it's going to be a little bit more of a natural. They do have a lighter color and a darker color depending on how intense you want it to look. And then just doing a couple layers of mascara before I go ahead and do lashes and the final touches of the makeup. Now using Push Makeup Shadow in Glow Stick and just a pencil brush, I'm popping it on the inner part of the eye just to give it a little bit of a highlight. Mixing two Ben Nye blushes together, Fresh Coral and Apricot, using a MAC 109 brush. I'm popping a little bit of color on my cheeks. I chose these because obviously we're going with the red, so doing something a little bit more coral. And just going to add a little bit more of a contour using MAC Blunt Blush and a 116 brush from MAC. It's just a smaller, more defined powder brush. Now I'm going to be showing you guys some new things I just received. This is the Lashes by LENA Wild Thing collection, and dropped them all in trying to show you. And this is the Sultry collection from Lashes by LENA. They all have really beautiful lashes. This is the Bev from the Sultry collection that I'm going to be using. And I'm just popping these on quickly. In one of my previous videos, I went into more detail about showing you guys lashes, so check that out if you want to see exactly how I do it. But I am going to be showing you guys something else that I've started using. It's the lash applicator, I'm going to say THANG by COSMEDIX. Now I've been using this pretty much to pinch the false lashes as close as I can to my lash line. Since I don't really have a full line of eyeliner on the top, you have to get them as close as you possibly can so you don't see a line. And now just to add a little bit of a different color to the lip, I'm putting Shocking Pink matte lipstick from NYX just in the center and blending it together. That's pretty much it. Here's the final look. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you guys learned a lot. Obviously, I think this works for any kind of special occasion, since it's that pretty much like a modern take on a classic beauty look with a sultry smoky eye and a pretty pop of color on the lips. Well, thanks for watching. Hope I didn't weird you guys out too much. Don't forget to subscribe.